All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's 9 o'clock. Sorry for the late start. We are now going to be live every Thursday night, and just for safety's sake, we will be live honestly, at 9:30. So that way it gives everybody time to get settled, including myself. It is a fun Thursday night. Starting to get chilly here in... That's funny, Lance. Alright, so we are here live, and we are here live on both, on Facebook and YouTube. But let me introduce the hardcore crew. We're getting everybody starting to come in now. Everybody loves us on this beautiful Thursday night. First of all, he is the gourmet cooking, guitar plucking, incomparable one, Lance Moss. Lance, welcome again to the Insane Asylum.
Well, glad to have it, and I can report that our Mike Tenay that hangs out in the YouTube side of things will not be here tonight because George is dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Michael. He is alright. It's just no internet and very little internet and no power. But he will be back as soon as he can.
All right, but at least he's fine, and that's what we care about, making sure he is doing good. She is the Vicious Vixen from Kentucky's Own Wrestling. She is the loveliest ever, Zoe Nightshade. Zoe.
Good to be here, and my heart and my prayers go out to everybody who's being affected by Hurricane Michael.
Absolutely. And finally, he is the CEO of this insane asylum, the host, the boss man himself. He is Rick Head. Rick, welcome. It's that time again.
It's that time of the week.
The other one is chasing ghosts. So no Uber of Westchester and no Stroked Haunted tonight. But we are just the same. We're going to be busy as hell, and we're going to entertain you guys as much as possible. We have a lot of news coming up. WWE's Crown Jewel is coming up soon. That's in November 2nd. Soon, I believe there is the NWA's new 70th anniversary. They're going to try to get that going. So we got a couple of things going on. I am the host of HWR Four Corner Rants, Joseph Scoldren Knight. Just decided to throw that out there because I forgot to say that. And we are ready to go. And the first topic is, excuse me folks, the situation. This was reported early. I threw this in the HWR chat room regarding the Crown Jewel event that WWE is going to do in Saudi Arabia. For those of you that's not following the news, a journalist was, well, there's an alleged missing journalist, and with that, his name is Jamal Khashoggi, and there is a situation that he could have been assassinated. Again, there's rumors, we don't know. But some believe that the Saudi kingdom is behind this. So normally that stuff like that doesn't affect us because, again, we are not in the political scene or the ambassador scene. But it does affect the WWE because that's where they're going to hold their Crown Jewel event. Now, there was a reported thing I put down that WWE is getting paid by the Saudi government, by their king, to hold events every year in the Saudi kingdom, as you saw from before with the greatest Royal Rumble. They are looking. Yes, it wasn't that great.
Can somebody put down some non-slip foot things for Titus next time?
Yeah, no, that's what part of the story. That's what made it really great.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's normal. We got to leave that in. That's what showed that he did a great job. He slid into home base. He forgot it was a wrestling event.
Yeah, that was a highlight of his career.
But it was Hornswoggle's home was the only problem.
I don't think we saw little midgets trying to grab him and drag him down.
Actually,
Hey!
What?
didn't Hornswoggle work that way?
Fine, they're little people.
I just gotta say, Dean, don't go. Dean, don't go.
Well,
Keep him here safe.
like I said, guys, normally this doesn't affect anything that we talk about, but it does affect the WWE since they've, so far, like I said, there is a rumor going around that the Saudi government or the kingdom is paying the WWE $45 million a year to bring events. They want outside, Saudi events to come in. I guess they got tired of the terrorists doing juggling acts or stuff like that. We can only do it once. So, with that, yeah, we're going to hell for that one. But with that,
Like it wasn't already.
Yeah,
right?
The show just started.
Yeah, the show just started. We got to get our insults and insanity in there. But so far, WWE's getting a lot of bad backlash regarding this, and fans are really throwing it at them like, well, how could you book an event over there and all that? One thing with WWE, it's money. It is always money. Let me go real quick in the HWR chat room. I want to do quick shout outs to Jason Michael Campbell. Thanks, buddy, for being part of it. And also, BC and Mrs. A, she just posted on the HWR chat room. It's honestly scary because there have been a string of murders over there, many being female personalities, not just reporters, which is actually true if you follow the news. And I like to say this. I'm going to say this before I turn it over to the guys. I'm going to toss it to Rick first. But whether you're conservative, you're liberal, you're whatever have you, if you're going to watch the news, watch it with an open mind. Don't take whatever side. Get all the facts. So don't go, if you're a liberal, just listen to every other media that says, oh yeah, Donald Trump's evil, or this and this, or the conservative side says Donald Trump's an angel. Listen to both sides, listen to everything and with an open mind and get everything straight before you comment on anything. Mrs. A says, I would feel more worried about the females in the WWE if Renee Young were to attend the event. Honestly, Mrs. A, that's not going to happen because, again, with the Saudi government, they don't allow female athletes. Just like the Greatest Royal Rumble, none of the women were allowed to participate in that event. So most likely they'll just keep it. They'll just give them their piece in an Evolution pay-per-view, and that'll be done with. All right, Rick, let me throw it at you. What do you think about this whole thing going on?
Well, it's kind of like a catch-22. First and foremost, he's reportedly gone missing. They don't even know if he's dead, alive, or whatever. For all we know, this guy could have just said, screw this, I'm dying for a Dairy Queen, and they don't have it in Saudi Arabia. So, who knows? He could be, fucking the king's wife or something like that. We don't know. But, you gotta wonder, does WWE really want to break that 10-year deal for $45 million? Do the math. 10 years, that's $450 million. And I know you say you can't put a price tag on people, but you also have to consider, should WWE consider pulling out, they could also be sued.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a catch-22 in this whole situation. It really is, and you have to look from both perspectives.
Absolutely. That's like I like to say, keep an open mind about this, because one, we all know that WWE is very money hungry, and if they can make a deal like every other businessman, you want to, if somebody hands me money, and they're in China, and they want, not that China, the other China, the country, and they say, we want you to put on show here in our kingdom, and sorry for the bad Chinese, but there's really no bad Chinese because they do have great kung fu movies and good egg drop soups. Anyway,
Joe, you haven't taken medication yet today, have you?
You know I haven't. Anyway.
What is this medication people keep talking about?
If you're happy and you know it, take your meds if you have them. Anyway, moving right along. So, Rick, it is tough because, as a business, you want to do, you want to get in there and you want to do it. It's just like companies that are American company that's in Mexico or something else. If you pull them out of there and they give you a contract, you can't be sued. But there is another side of this. There is another side. If the WWE can express a compromise and say, look, we feel unsafe there due to this current political climate, we can make an arrangement for a later date. If somebody smart in the WWE when they drafted this up said, hey, if there's a situation that could be a terrorist activity or something, we will pull out and we'll reschedule for another day. Before I go to Lance, Rick, what do you think about that?
Like I said, same situation. It's one of those things. I don't know how any more I can say, but I'll say it again. This reporter, he was last seen in Turkey. And for all he was last seen. Nobody knows what happened to him. And already fans are like, oh, he's been assassinated, he's dead. WWE's going there for the wrong reasons. And don't get me wrong, like I said, it's not that I'm unsympathetic. But when you come, at the end of the day, as a business at WWE, you have to consider, not only is he going to be burning that bridge, but, they may say, hey, this one time, but Saudi may say, you know what, fuck you, we're going to sue you and don't come back.
Yep. That opened the door for TNA, or Impact, which we hope they go over there and they do get assassinated. No, I'm just kidding. Let's take it over to you, Lance. What do you think?
Well, we're forgetting one thing. Pulling out, especially from some of the divas I've heard, like in shooting interviews, that's one thing Vince don't like doing. And put on whatever innuendo with that you want. But that and money, shit. I mean, hell, he was able to quiet the whole thing. Oh, they can't bring the women with them. They're getting a new damn pay-per-view right before this. Anyway, yeah, trust me, if anything happens to a superstar, the Saudi government will get sued. It is what it is. If it's John Boy, I will celebrate.
If too bad the Bellas can't be snuck in, so they can get taken out. But yeah.
Oh, that is very true.
All right, let's go to you, Zoe.
I mean, either way, the situation is bad. And it's like you guys said, he just went missing. For all we know, this guy could have tried to sneak something on a plane or had criminal issues, was pulled to the side by, immigration or something. We don't know for sure. But now, as far as sending the WWE over there during this, I mean, it can go one of two ways. Either they get sued, or who's to say somebody gets pissed off, comes over here and blows up WWE, for crying out loud. But Vince does have to weigh his options here, because he does have to remind himself, these people have families. If they die, their blood is on my hands because I sent them over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's, again, this is a big thing that is going around, and, once again, it is a scenario, folks, where, this can really happen. And we still got time from now to November 2nd, so I'm sure even WWE is in communications with the Saudi, king, and say, hey, you know what, this could be something. So again, we will have to see what transfers. Let's go into another topic. It is the update on Sasha Banks. Personally, I don't care for Sasha Banks. She's a risk taker. She's complains too much. She goes by the reputation of her uncle to get ahead. She's a good worker, but sometimes a little bit too much. Alright, there's been a lot of speculation about Sasha Banks due to the lack of an update on her injury. her not appearing on an Evolution poster, a report from Barnburner that she requested a break, and her being replaced by Becky Lynch on a Wednesday taping of MTV's Ridiculousness. But she is advertised for a house show on October 20 in Portland, Maine. Rick, I know, as if anything, Sasha will be at Evolution because, again, that is the first women's pay-per-view, and I'm sure her being part of the roster, she's going to definitely be part of it because that's a big event. That's their personal WrestleMania, so I believe she's going to be there. Her needing a break, I think it's good because seeing her too much, it was annoying. Knowing that she took out Paige was another thing. I think this is good. Sometimes in order to be appreciated, you got to take a step back.
I agree absolutely. For the past year, she had that. They said that she was injury prone, and as you said, she ended Paige's career. But I've already made my statement that even Paige made it very clear. She says that's on me. It's not on Sasha Banks. But unfortunately, Banks has that history. And they've talked about certain ailments. So I do believe that she, again, was taking more of, that, like I said, that much needed time off and that break. And I think, as you said, you need that. For how long she'll be out, I don't know. But the way I see it, if you say, I need time off, and there's a major pay-per-view coming up, you got to wonder if Vange will be like, well, you want the time off, so now you can sit out of Evolution.
True.
And that's the thing. I think, is it possible that she's going to be at Evolution? Yeah, I'll give her about like a 70% chance that she'll be there, maybe an 80. But I would not be surprised if she misses it either. Let's put it that way.
Right. It's really up in the air. Again, I think, I think it's just a matter of time, but we'll see. But I know she is a big part of the women's roster, so I think this she'll be back, and it'll probably go really well. We will have to see. But let's go to you, Zoe. What do you think about this with Sasha? I know she's been under a hot seat. She lost her push. After a while, we've seen her teaming a lot with Bayley. We haven't even seen Bayley much as much as the team. So who knows what's going on?
I don't know. I really hope that maybe she's just got burnt out on wrestling and she doesn't come back. She's boring. I don't like to watch her. Like, her matches are piss breaks for me. I'm still trying to figure out if that's a wig on her head or what.
It's extensions.
Yeah, but like the whole top part of her head, she's going bald like an old man.
You know what? I hate to say that she is. Yeah, she definitely gets the thin hair. Probably why she doesn't do any cornrows or whatever. I personally find her attractive as a wrestler. Even I still felt she did pretty good, especially in today's roster, which is very, very hard to do to keep up with. Today's standards, it's almost impossible to stay at that level that she's at. But either way, like I said, I think she definitely needs that time off. She needs to hit the reset button. That's not always a bad thing.
Yep, and let's go over you, Lance. What do you think?
Well, I think if she had to decide between missing Evolution versus probably missing Mania season, I think she'd probably choose skip Evolution because Mania season, that's a lot of money. So I think she might be thinking, hey, I'd skip this, might make that one show, but yeah, if she needs a break, this would probably be the time to do it.
All right. And real quick, fans, we are also currently showing on Twitch on my Scoldren's Realm page. So that's another addition to our little programming there. So, but let's move on to another topic. It is off into the New Japan area. New Japan Pro Wrestling's Kenny Omega revealed that he's been working injured over the past year. He stated the following: "It is my ribs that is fractured right now. I know it's crazy. It's a crazy, right? How do I keep getting injured? Yeah, my ribs are in a bad way, but what can you do, right? I'm not going to read the whole shebang that he's talking about. Basically, I'm fucking banged up. I hurt myself a lot. You know, I just kept going foolishly, and, you know, he wanted to, the belt he had at New Japan, or excuse me, the IWGP United States Championship, he didn't want to disrespect that title. He wanted to keep going, and he didn't want to take days off. Well, he's injured now, and he did lose the belt. So, you know, right now, I'm going to say, Kenny, definitely, if you're hurt, take the time off. I remember when I had a busted ribs from doing a TV show attack where we had to attack a crew. I hurt my ribs, and while I wasn't an active worker talent in the ring, I was still a manager. And I can tell you this, no matter what your role is, manager, wrestler, commentator, there are times you will get hurt. And for me, luckily, I just took the time off and, you know, let my ribs heal. And for that, I'm going to toss it over to the other active worker in the group here. Zoe, what do you think about Kenny Omega and working hurt?
Big bad idea. I mean, he could do so much worse to himself working while hurt. He could actually end up ending his career. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Honestly, protect your body. You need to take that time off. Protect that body. That's your moneymaker. Not trying to sound like a stripper or anything, but that is your moneymaker. Your body is your money.
Shake it, Zoe. Shake it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get me. That's usually people telling me that. Rick, what do you think about that?
Well, a quick reference to Kayla's shaking. I already shook it earlier tonight, so, you know. And I didn't even need any money. But that's beside the point.
We can file that in things we didn't need to know.
Yeah.
It's a picture in my head I will never get out.
Shaking it, okay? Again,
Last time I shook it, I was chased out of fucking Tennessee.
Damn. Okay, let's get back, because I haven't even forgot what we're talking about now. So, yeah, Kenny Omega working hard. You know, he says it's not about, you know, bragging or whatever. You know what? Fuck that. I don't buy it. I think it's all about his machismo. You know, Joe, you always talk about high flyers, how they get injured. Now, he's injured, and he's still doing these high-flying moves. Mm-hmm. That's even worse. It's not like, okay, fine, you know, I got a bad rib. Maybe I could do, a match or two, or do a tag match where I'm spending 75 to 80% time on the apron. This guy is working full fucking blown matches of he's worked as 100%. And that's just a mistake. And, you know, I think that's why you are really bashing the guys who do what you call flippy flops.
Yep.
So, like I said, I'm agreeing with everybody. When you're hurt, especially on that level, you gotta take a vacation. Granted, it's his only way he makes that money, but it's not gonna do him any favors in a few years if he keeps that up.
Absolutely. All right, Lance, final word on Kenny Omega.
Well, sometime from what I've seen, when you start actually making your living in the business, you're gonna work hurt. It just depends on how serious of the injury is. Depends on how much you're gonna work hurt. Like, if you blow a knee out, yeah, you ain't working hurt with that. But ribs, there's a tradition of guys working hurt with, like, screwed up ribs. I mean, Taker did it in the 90s. DDP did it in late 90s, early 2000s.
The Hulkster did it during WrestleMania 2.
Yeah, and also tore his back up lifting Andre's fat ass.
Yep. All right, no big surprise. The next topic is, and I hate giving props to, not even props to these people, but the Bella bitches, the Botchin Bella bitches, finally they turned heel. Nobody really gave a damn about it when they were babyface. Nobody gave about them now, but they did do one good thing. They attacked Rowdy Ronda Rousey, and again, everybody knows the Botchin Bella bitches are horrible for the business, horrible for anything, and I wish they were in the way of Hurricane Michael, but unfortunately, the hurricane saw them and went a different direction. That's why other people got hurt.
The hurricane
so wrong.
Yeah,
so wrong.
What pisses me off is that you have Ruby Riott and the Riot Squad. You have Bailey. You have Amber Moon. You have all these great women workers, and you give fucking these props. You give the push to two washed up, slutty little bitches who botch everything, who don't deserve to be there. And I guarantee you, by the time Evolution comes, and when Evolution is done, we're gonna see Nikki Bella wearing a belt again. So this is something that I'm just gonna rant on because I hate all three involved. I was giving Ronda a break because it's never easy getting into the business. Zoe can testify that. Johnny, if he was here, will testify to that. It's never easy getting into the business, letting alone learning the business. But Ronda's had, not only was she given everything and pushed with a title, but and then they gave her main events with the Bella bitches, and now now they turn the Bella bitches to give them more praise. So over the past several weeks, there has been rumors about the Bella bitches turning on Ronda Rousey. The speculation started when WWE booked Rousey to face Nikki Bella at Evolution. The speculations turned out to be true as the Bellas attacked Rousey without reason after their six-woman or six bitches match on this past Raw. Rick, real straight question. Does anybody give a fuck?
Well, I'm sure the Bella fans are definitely going crazy. If they're listening here, they're probably like ranting and raving and calling us every name in the book. But then again,
Fuck
that's
'em.
nothing good.
Then again, we've already been called every name in the book, so bring it on.
Exactly. But anyways, I just have one thing to say about the whole thing, and it's like, thank you, Bellas. And I very rarely say that, and I'm going to tell you right now, if Nikki Bella wins the match and the title, and I will celebrate. That'll be the first time, and most likely the last time, I'll ever be happy seeing Nikki Bella work in a ring.
Well, I'm hoping that Rousey gets a botch of herself and breaks that girl's neck. And I don't wish any career-ending injury, but when it comes to the Botchin Bella bitches, they need to go. It's a travesty that these two no talents who slept their way to the top gets a push faster than everybody and past everybody. And this is not something that kayfabe, that I hate the Bellas because of kayfabe, and no, I hate them as workers who didn't earn their spot. They slept their way to their spots, and they weren't any good. Nikki coming up, wiggle her ass in a circle, and then walk out and breathe in her period mode. It just pisses me off that they bring these girls back knowing that you got a great roster. You have Asuka, who's now a comedy relief for Naomi. You have the Riot Squad. You have Bailey. You have a lot of these girls who should be at that next level. That's why SmackDown is the best program when it comes to women wrestling. Because look at the battles between Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Look at Amber Moon. Look at Asuka. You do have that better roster. So, it just annoys the shit out of me that WWE will cater to these. Unless they're blowing Vince or Triple H. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm ranting like Jim Cornette. But goddamn, son, guess who won the pony?
Wait to know who won the pony.
Yep. Now I'm gonna go to you, Lance. But before I do that, I got something to ask you. I tell you something, Lance, and I want you to complete this song. Okay? Ready? Hello, darling.
It's been a long time.
Thank you. I had that song in my head the whole fucking day since I read your post. Go ahead, Lance. Take it away.
First off, even though I hate to say it, this is going to be the main event. The way they're booking this thing, Rousey, Bella, they're booking it for the main event. It is what it is. Thank God I'm going to be drunk to be able to ease the pain of this match. But
you mean, are we going to be screaming like Dr. Smith and Lost in Space? Oh, the pain, the pain.
Yeah, but like I think I said on our Facebook private group that we have for the whole crew here, maybe there's a way that the lights can give way and just take both bitches out.
Yeah, right? Well, let's hope that Bree is close enough that she gets taken out.
No, she has a kid. We'll let that happen.
No.
But she'll have to retire.
Let Daniel find something better. Can you imagine that poor kid? Well, your mom's Brie Bella. Fuck, Dad! You couldn't have fucking find someone better. Carmella was a lot fucking better. And that's saying stuff.
All right, now you're pushing it.
Man.
Yeah.
Fine,
So, yeah.
Nia Jax could have been a lot better, Dad. Anyway.
Samoans.
Alright, Zoe, what about you?
Okay. Let's see here. I probably need to get a cigarette out for this one. All right. Here's the thing. Whenever they attacked Ronda Rousey, the only pop that they got was because they beat her ass. Now, I'm trying to be listening to us, and they were listening right now because I want to say it directly to them. How in the blue hell do you write it in for Ronda Rousey to kick Triple H's ass, but then she gets her ass handed to her by the Bella bitches? How that makes zero sense. And to the girls in the back, I hope to God that you're pissed off because they brought back two women who can't do shit to work on Raw every Monday night instead of just a pay-per-view, just like they did with the other female talent.
Absolutely. Praise, sister. Praise. Pray the Lord.
Just saying.
Tell
Well, that
us.
does say one thing. The Bellas are tougher than Triple H.
I don't know. If they ain't watching, they're crying.
Like this, Ronda beat Triple H's ass. The Bellas.
But here's the thing, Lance. With the Bellas, if they're not botching, they're bitching, they're crying.
Yeah. But that still makes Ronda. The Bellas tougher than Triple H.
Well,
You
know, and the thing is, these two botchin' Bella bitches, that should be a hashtag. Botcha Bellin' bitches.
Oh, it should. I'm going to trend on Twitter with that one.
Yeah, if these two, they either pulling Triple H's pants down in his shorts, giving him and Shawn Michaels, stroking those little withered trees, and
hey, leave HBK out of this.
Hey, Sean probably doesn't get any. So look,
let me just say this out. I got to address
Nitro
this.
Girl.
And I know that we're getting way off subject, but you brought up HB guy.
Yeah. HB
how can you still call yourself a kid at 52 years old?
Yep.
It's time to move on. Just say Shawn Michaels, okay? When you were in his 20s and 30s, it made sense. 40s, it's like, okay. The son of a bitch, Andy even said that. He goes, what's going to happen when he's 60? We still going to call him a kid?
He'll be walking. He'll be walking down with his walker, trying to do that little pose with his muscles flabbing. Over in the HWR show on YouTube, Johnny Suede says, "Hey, Johnny, congratulations to you and your missus."
Yeah.
Definitely, big congratulations. They had a new addition to their wrestling little family, so congratulations.
And she is an adorable, adorable, adorable baby girl. Oh my God.
So there you go. So the wrestling world just grew one more. So let's move on real quick. Over in Impact, the Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries feud is getting too close for comfort. Basically they're doing the same storyline as AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, where Aries is insulting Johnny Impact, who's Johnny Mundo, who's Johnny Nitro, who's John Morrison, in many different companies, and even getting on his wife, on Johnny's wife. So not your wife, Swade, on Impact. And basically, they're doing exactly the same fucking storyline. Why is Impact not thinking of new shit? That's why I don't watch Impact, because they don't have a creative bone in their fucking bodies. They need to shut down and need to step aside and let the NWA grow. Right now, you can watch the NWA on YouTube under their NWA, Path to the Big Gold or something like that. Just look up the NWA, you'll find it.
And also on Saturday mornings on WGN America, Ring Warriors is an NWA promotion, so you can see it there too.
Absolutely. These guys they just don't think. They just say, oh, well, it's fucking looking good. We'll just copy that.
Well, you know what, if I may...
take it away, Rick.
Impact, as we know, Impact is taped. They tape all this stuff a month ahead. We've seen it before where WWE made it up like, oh, we started it, and Impact followed. And it's not the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Impact, let's go back to when, Broken Matt Hardy was doing his whole, and Matt Hardy did their compound, or it was like a compound match.
Yeah.
According to even Chris Jericho even said that Matt Hardy had sent him a private tape of the match before it even aired to the WWE, and they thought it was brilliant, and that's why they did it with Bray Wyatt when he was feuding with
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, thank you. So that's why I feel that Impact is kind of getting the shit into the stick. As you're saying, well, WWE is, they're following WWE. It might be the other way around.
And isn't bringing somebody's wife into the fold of an angle kind of an old angle anyway?
Yeah, it's not the first time we've heard it. It's not like the most original idea. Anyways, there it is. And even still, before that, Impact had done the same thing. Same, like, my spouses are arguing with me. If you remember with the American Wolves.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did the whole thing when they split up. It was their wives who were fighting each other, so it was like a double feud. It was like,
Well, we've seen it even prior to that, and even in the WCW with what was her name, with the McMichaels, with Deborah McMichael and her husband and Jeff Jarrett. Then you saw, even before that one, you saw the Horsemen with that. You saw it's a long, yes, the storylines have been repeated, but when you do it exactly at the same time the other person is doing it, and the other person has better production value and seen more, I don't care who started who had the concept first. WWE's they're gonna look at it and they're gonna say, well, we did it first because look, we're a bigger audience, we got more shit going on. What do you got? And that's basically the whole 9 yards there. Which is true. Even if Impact started first, they tape everything. So even by the time you start to see it, WWE is already in full swing with The Miz and it's the Miz and Marius versus Bray and Goat Face Boy, and you also, and then you have, the AJ Samoa Joe feud. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't look good. Lance, let's go to you.
Yeah, I mean, granted, this isn't the first time we thought that TNA has been ripping off WWE. I mean, don't anybody else remember when Eric Young was basically doing the same damn thing that Daniel Bryan was doing there for a matter of a few months back in a few years ago?
Actually, on the Eric Young was actually doing that before, because at that point in time, when he was growing the beard and he was acting completely like wacko, what's his name? Daniel Bryan, he was just starting to come into his own.
Yeah.
He was still, I think he just started doing Team Hell No, and he didn't really have the goat. It was starting to grow. And again, because a lot of people don't follow Impact, they say, oh, well, that's Eric Young. He's copying Daniel Bryan. No. I don't think they're copying each other. I think they just decided to grow beards. It's not unheard of.
They have the same kind of hair color, so.
Yeah, but I mean, Daniel Bryan, even when he was a heel, he was acting a little crazy, but Eric Young is just like fucking, woo, completely he flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Which, speaking of Aaron, where the hell's Sanity?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
But
yeah, who knows? At this point, they could be just regulated to house shows.
Well, hang on. You know what, George? When you listen to this when you get your power back, tell us where Sanity is in the comment section.
Well, we know where his sanity is.
Yeah.
And we all know there's no such thing as a sanity clause anyway. All right, Zoe, how about you?
I mean, I don't know. I'm over the whole, using the spouse or the lover, or whatever, the kids for crying out loud as part of an angle goes. And TNA, yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, they do copy WWE quite a bit. Sorry, but they do. Because I've heard, these storylines that we're seeing from WWE, those are done within months or a year before they debut. Somebody could be leaking out the information to Impact.
Yep.
Somebody who's got a grudge against the company.
Or even it could even be vice versa. Whoever starts it, the one thing is, no matter what, the WWE has bigger production value and bigger audience. So if somebody, let's say, they do this angle and Impact does the similar angle, or they say, oh, that's us and we did it first, they're taped. What's going to happen is people are going to say, oh, yeah, you copied it. But anyway, we're going to move on. But before we go to our next topic, guys, today would have been the birthday of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So, happy birthday to him. I know he's no longer with us, but we always will keep you in our thoughts because he is the best man. He knows how to get to the pay window.
At the end, baby.
Yeah, at the on there. Him and his purple and his polka dots. Alrighty. Let's go over to the final thing before we start moving on and we end our show. It is Bobby Lashley turning heel, just like the Bellas. Who gives a shit? Big Webster still can't cut it. As many of you know, Bobby Lashley turned heel this past Monday night by beating down Kevin Owens. Owens will be out for several months and he will be getting knee surgery. On a side note, Vince McMahon has been feeding Leo Rush, who's the cruiserweight at 205, lines, as Rush has joined forces with Lashley as his manager mouthpiece. Now, one thing I gotta say is, good. Lashley needs definitely, and I say that, definitely a mouthpiece, because the man cannot talk except for what, Lance? That's the only thing the man can do. So, with that, me personally, ho hum, don't care, moved on. This was a night that people started turning on and going, and Dean Ambrose walking away from the Shield. It's just one of those things that they're trying to. Rick, I think WWE is just throwing everything out just to see what they can keep. If they can keep their audience.
Well, as you said before, first and foremost is that Bobby Lashley is not great on the mic. He's very, very bland. You can tell a lot of his promos, even over on Impact, where they pretty much give you more of an open mic. It's very, very scripted, planned out, and pretty much just repetitive. A lot of the shit he says is the same thing. And I think by putting him with Leo Rush, it's going to give him that promo. But I think the real benefiter will be Leo Rush, because right now he's the antagonist. He's doing it very well. He's almost like, and I know you may find this offensive, Joe, but he reminds me of like a modern day Jimmy Hart. Instead of having a microphone, instead of having the foghorn, he has an actual microphone, an open mic.
Actually, and you know who I would have said, in all honesty, and not because he's black, Theodore Long, when he was in the NWA as a manager. I love Theodore Long as a manager.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you go back another person during the Attitude Era, it was that real attorney. Oh God, Clarence something. He was the member of the Nation who used to do the same thing.
Mason?
Yes, Curtis Mason. So Rick, yeah, that's a good analogy. So, but go ahead, continue.
But I think that's going to help his career. Right now, 205 Live, the Cruiserweight division, it's pretty much of a fucking joke. It's like we're only one step up for WWE UK, which I have an interesting story regarding that, but we'll get to that in a second. So I think it's right now, for what it is, it's a good idea.
All right. Let's go to you, Zoe.
I didn't even know he turned heel, to tell you the truth. Whenever I saw it was him starting off the show, I went and took a shower, so this is news to me.
Yeah, Zoe was preparing herself for Dean Ambrose later on in the show, so...
Oh, yeah.
Bobby doesn't matter.
Bobby don't matter at all.
Yeah. All right, Lancey Pooh.
Okay. So, he turned heel by beating the shit out of another heel. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't Kevin Owens work heel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. So
he also turned heel by beating the hell out of another heel.
Well, yes. Well, they had to write him off because he's injured.
That's true.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back as a babyface. It would not shock me. And I would like...
Which would be a mistake, because...
yeah, I
don't work.
Yeah, I don't see a Kevin Owens as a babyface, especially since he's worked all his time as a heel, even on the indies.
Yeah.
I agree with you. However...
This is WWE.
Right? Well, that's okay. Yeah, there you go. You got that point. But, he left and he came back. I mean, he really had a bad run. The past 6 months has not really been the best for his career. But he's not got the best push. To come back sometimes after being gone, he can get that baby face rush going. Give him a bit of a push, and then eventually turn heel again. Sometimes switching roles, especially when your career's not kind of at a standstill, and you make that huge change for a sec, it might help. So, but again, like I said, I'm spitballing. He could come back as a heel and stay his heel role, but my guess is he's going to want to come back, get some revenge on Bobby Lashley. It's going to be Lashley as the heel and him as the face. So it's basically like a double turn.
Huh. Well, maybe he'll go as a tweener. Like, he'll just take on both good and bad. All right.
Yeah.
I think that will be much more a tweener. Will be much more interesting. All right, let's go to you, Lance.
Well, honestly, the person that's getting probably the most out of this is Leo, because, well, you're getting to work with the boss man of the whole company. Because especially if Vince is feeding you information or lines, yeah, you're pretty high up.
Yeah.
That, and with his athletic ability, basically doing like Mario moves over people, and his crap talking ability, That dude's his future is looking pretty bright right now.
Yeah, and the
I'll be right.
the main thing here is that too they moving him out of 205 to a bigger venue, to a bigger area. So I think it does him really well. All right, Zoe, let's go to you.
Oh, I already said my piece on it.
All right. So we're gonna go from there. Rick, you said also that you had something to bring up about the UK tour.
Actually, it's not about the UK tour. It had to do with UK division, and it's obviously the UK champion Pete Dunne, who suffered an injury, and he's been pulled from several events. Right now, the original details was that Dunne injury was not known. Wrestling Observer said that Dunne is suffering from some type of foot injury. Again, very, very vague. And he wrestled on September 30th. That was his last match. And he's again that's where they started to show that he is favoring his foot. So right now there's no timetable for him to return. And quite frankly, I'm going to be honest with you, I've never really been a fan of Pete Dunne. He comes across, he just has that really weird look on his face, like, he's trying to look tough, and he put his mouth in a belt, and I'm like, I hate to say it, it almost looks like he's got, like, somebody, like, shoved a dry dick up his ass.
Yeah, he just doesn't have that charisma, but yet, then you look at the rest of the UK roster, and you can understand,
What UK roster?
Exactly. You could see why he's probably the only one there. But with that, folks, we are going to move on, and we're going to end the show. Again, what we're going to start doing is I get out of work at 8:30, so we will be live at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that way we can get everybody on board, and we can start off at a better time and much better setting. And with that, don't forget there is Crown Jewel coming up. There is the couple of I think it's the NWA's 70th anniversary. They actually have Tony Schiavone. They brought Tony Schiavone back to the NWA, and he will be teaming up with Jim Cornette as commentary. So that ought to be interesting.
Except for Schiavone's only working the main event commentary on that thing, from what I've heard from Cornette.
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of a piss poor thing. They should have let him do the whole show at least. And with that, there is other independent promotions going on doing shows. But with that, let's go to. We're going to be starting to close up. And again, fans, we do appreciate all your time. We appreciate your likes, your follows, your subs. If you sub to our channels, we do appreciate it. We do have our t-shirts, which you can find at ScoldrensRealm.com. You click on shop and you can see all of our t-shirts there. All right, let's go to you, Lance. Tell us what's going on and where fans can find you.
Well, you can find me at youtube.com/LanceMossTV. Subscribe if you hadn't, because I'm still trying to hit 300. And every once in a while, I go live on Lance Moss TV, and friends, I never know who's going to show up. And every Friday, I put out a video. This week is going to be Redneck Gourmet, and it's going to be Redneck Gourmet Sliders. So, hit me up on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
There you go. And she is the lovely Vicious Vixen from Kentucky Zone Wrestling, the current manager of the KCW Tag Team Champions, Carnage. She is Zoe Nightshade.
If you guys are in the Shopville area this coming Saturday night at 7:30, stop by the old Shopville gym. We will be putting on a show, and that show is going to be special because we're going to have a costume contest for the kids, and the kids will get to trick or treat at the show as well. Other than that, you guys can find me on my fan page at Zoe Nightshade, or you can find me on HWR, and now you can also find me on another page. I just created a new page called the Nightmare Vixen because as of Friday, every Friday at 10 p.m., I will be bringing you your true, allegedly true, scary stories and creepy pastas.
There you go. So let's go to now. Finally, well, let me before I turn it over to the main boss. If you're interested in learning about Uber, and thanks to Zoe and a couple other people, we had some funny Uber pictures going on in the HWR chat room. If you need an Uber, be cautious if the Uber driver comes up in a Hertz. And wearing a... Go ahead, Lance.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, or dressed as Michael Myers. If you're interested in learning Uber, that's Johnny Perez. Check him out on YouTube. Just do the hashtag Uber of Westchester. I can probably say it.
With Zoe?
Yeah.
The Uber of Westchester.
There you go. I waited a whole week for that.
That's the highlight of the show.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, honey, now I'm ready.
And she's blushing like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Big time.
Nice.
But you can check him out on YouTube, Uber of Westchester, and on his Instagram also, Uber of Westchester. If you're into the paranormal and you love shows from the UK, definitely check out www.stokedhaunted.com, where that's our beloved Andy. He runs the Stoked Haunted crew. You're not going to see these phony, made-up things where they pull a string and a sheet flies across you. Ooh, there's a ghost. No, Andy's going to show you the real thing. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, he's not going to sugarcoat it. So check him out, www.stokedhaunted.com, and it has all his links to not only his YouTube, Twitter, and other pages. So check him out there. Then check out BC Games of More. You can see BC and Mrs. A. They're regulars on our show here. You can see them on every Tuesday night on Facebook Live at 9 o'clock. Just do the hashtag BC Games and More, and you'll be able to find them. Let's go to you, the boss man, the warden of the HWR crew. Rick, tell everybody about us.
Well, we are Hardcore Wrestling Radio, and right now Joe has been hosting Four Corner Rants for quite some time, but you know what? Over in our HWR chat room, and that's in the group section on Facebook, you can find all the latest news and rumors. I also cover play-by-plays for Monday Night Raw. And, of course, all the pay-per-views we're always here. We're live in the chat room. I've been doing some blogs. I am now currently working on a few wallpapers. So if you guys have a particular wallpaper or fan art that you'd like me to do, send me a message, give me an idea, and usually I'll probably be able to cook something up. So, but we'll be having a few wallpapers being posted up on the HWR chat room. So give us a holler, and we are also on YouTube under the name HWR Show.
All right, and Johnny Sway just said his little girl's going to be a future women's champion. That's
Oh, yeah, she is.
definitely just like my youngest daughter. She actually went to training school, and she was going to be head for the performance center, but she decided no, she wanted to go a different route. So that's, like I say, that's great for that. And I am Joseph Skoldrin Knight, and you can find me definitely on YouTube, Twitch, and here on Facebook. Just do the hashtag Skoldrin's Realm, and you could find me on all three platforms. I am also on Twitter. Just look me up on @Skoldrin. And then you could go to my website at skoldrinsrealm.com, where you can see not only all t-shirts and the stuff I have, but read the blogs that I have posted up and the other videos I have. I do a lot of gaming videos. I do a lot of reviews. And I finally beaten Dracula on that Super Nintendo's Castlevania 4. It took me one quick run, and I finally got there. So that's done and over with. I'm going to be looking to go into now a different game. So if you fans have any games that you want me to try, well, just send me a message and I will do it. I'm a big...
I got one for you.
Uh-oh.
Leisure Suit Larry and the Land of the Lounge Lizards.
Which one? Let's say it again.
Leisure Suit Larry,
Oh,
and The Land of the Lounge Lizards.
Yeah.
Classic 80s game. That's retro.
yeah.
Probably the first inappropriate game, for anybody. Short of whatever hentai, like games they had over.
Yeah, we'll leave that at a hentai to Billy.
Yeah.
But I will definitely look that up, and I will give it a good run tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to find it, I'll start that up, and I will give it a shot. I know there was a couple ones that they have made. It was both platforms for Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. I'll probably check out which one it's better, and then I'll play that. I think it's only fair to jump on the Sega Genesis version because I've been playing Super Nintendo. So with that, folks, again, check us out. We do have our t-shirts, so there they are. So if you want to get the t-shirts, again, they're all on ScoldrelsRealm.com. Just go to shop section. And with that, folks, I'm going to say thanks for watching. Check us out next week at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And Lance?
Buy the shirts!
Definitely buy the shirts indeed. Remember, all that money that we got to collect to have to go to our medication front. Wait a minute, we're still fucking
What
online.
medication?
Oh.
Seriously, why are we missing out on vacation?
Rick!